Greetings all of us.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Widya Utama.
And my name is Fikir Janataya.
Before we start, we would like to thank to honorable judges and Festival Science dan Budaya for giving us the opportunity to present our work.
Energy availability is one of the challenges that the world must face in the 21st century. This is due to the increasing population and industry, as well as the fact that the world is in need of clean energy as a result of global warming. Based on data from Badan Pusat Statistik Indonesia, Indonesia's carbon emissions in 2019 reached 1.9 million tons of carbon dioxide, which could lead to extreme climate change and natural disasters. Solar panels provide a sustainable solution to solve the global energy crisis and meet the growing demand for energy along with population and industry growth. Indonesia, as an archipelagic and tropical country, has great potential for solar panel device application with its abundant amount of sunlight exposure each year. The development of the dye-synthesized solar cell, or DSSC, a new type of solar cell in 1991, has attracted considerable attention due to its environmental friendliness and low production costs. Conventional solar cells utilize semiconductor materials such as silicon and require sophisticated technology, resulting in high costs in the manufacturing process. DSSC, on the other hand, use light sensitizers to absorb and convert sunlight into electrical energy. Carbon nanodots, or CDOTs, is nanomaterials under 10 nanometers in size with photoluminescent properties that can absorb light efficiently. Carbon nanodots are promising for application in the DSSC light synthesizer. CDOTs can be synthesized easily from carbon sources like sugarcane, which is affordable, widely available, and rich in soluble compounds. The synthesis of CDOTs from carbohydrates, including sucrose, without requiring passivation agents. Sucrose in sugarcane water is viable precursor for CDOTs, which can enhance the DSSC performance due to their physical and chemical properties. This research investigates the potential of CDOTs to improve solar panel energy efficiency, aiming to drive innovation and advance renewable energy utilization.
Based on the background description that has been presented previously, we are proud to present the results of our work.
Scan cost, sugarcane carbon nanodot solar energy, environmentally friendly renewable energy innovation through sugarcane.
There are two problem formulations in this research. First, how to synthesize the CDOTs from sugarcane extract, and second, how to apply CDOTs from sugarcane extract to improve the performance of solar energy conversion to electricity in the DSSC solar panels.
Our research aims to finding the potential of CDOTs as a sensitizer to increase the energy efficiency of solar panels, and studying the performance of dye-synthesized solar cell using sugarcane-based CDOTs as a sensitizer. The tools we need to support this project are as follows: induction cooker, oven, magnetic stirrer, UV spectrophotometer, spectropolarimeter, multimeter, sample bottle, cuvette, digital scale, UV lamp, beaker glass, measuring cup, beaker, and aluminum foil. And for the materials are sugarcane, FTO glass, aqueous, Triton X100, acetic acid, iodine, potassium iodide, carbon graphite, titanium dioxide nanoparticles, and urea.
The carbon nanodots will be synthesized from sugarcane extract using the pyrolysis method. The synthesis process includes variations in temperature 200, 215, and 225 degrees Celsius, and time 30, 45, and 60 minutes. The spectrophotometer testing shows that samples with a pyrolysis temperature of 225 degrees Celsius have optimal absorbance performance in the 200 to 700 nanometer range. This absorption performance is important in the process of converting photon energy into electricity in the DSSC. The spectropluorometer testing revealed that temperature affects the intensity of CDOTs, with maximum emission at 495 nanometers. Spectropluorometer testing is important because it relates to photoluminescence mechanism that occurs due to the transition of electrons from LUMO to HOMO after absorbing light. The preparation of TiO2 paste was done by dissolving 6 grams of TiO2 powder and 10 milliliters of acetic acid. The solution was homogenized with a magnetic stirrer for 10 minutes. After that, 10 drops of Triton X100 was added and homogenized with a magnetic stirrer for 30 minutes. TiO2 paste was then calcinized using an induction stove at 500 degrees Celsius with a duration of 30 minutes. For the preparation of electrolyte, add 4.15 gram potassium iodide, 15 ml distilled water, and 20 ml iodine. then homogenize for 10 minutes using a magnetic stirrer. The preparation of the counter-electrode is done by applying graphite from a pencil to the FTO glass. The SiC performance is evaluated through IV characterization using a sun simulator to determine the efficiency. The effect of temperature on the SiC efficiency is shown on the table below. The sun simulator testing at 1000 lux intensity shows that the sample with 225 degrees Celsius pyrolysis temperature has the best DSiC efficiency, which around 12.53%. The efficiency comparison of scan codes with conventional solar cell and other DSiC light sensitizer are shown on the table below.
Duration and temperature variations have an impact on the absorbance ability, photoluminescence properties of CDOS, and the resulting DSiC efficiency. It can be concluded that the efficiency has exceeded the commercial synthetic light sensitizer Z907, which is commonly used in DSiC with an efficiency of 6%. The CDOS sensitizer from sugarcane extract proved to be more effective as a light sensitizer in DSiC compared to the other organic-based sensitizer and has approached the efficiency of silicon-based solar panels of 16.42%.
Together with ScanCodes, create clean, renewable, and sustainable energy sources for a better environment and brighter future.